Hey traders from around the world, what's going on? It's me, Jeremy Alexander Newsome with the one, the only reallifetrading.com. Hope you're all doing truly terrific. We got ourselves the SPY on the board today, and I had a trader ask me to do a wave count. So I kind of do a big picture. Starting back from 2009, I think we got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what we just experienced was an A, B, C correction. So does that mean that we can make higher highs? It does indeed. And that's actually kind of my plan, my goal. I think we deserve higher highs, in fact. If we go to a monthly chart on the SPY, this could easily be, some type of extension wave, right? Like a 1, 2, 3 of 3. Or we're ending it, so we haven't even gotten there yet. I mean, that's certainly possible. So if we're doing something like a 1, 2, this is all a 3. We do something like that. Then we get a 4, and then we get a 5, A, B, C, something like that. I mean, it's certainly possible. But anyway, my thoughts are we continue slowly just creeping higher. Today's day was pretty much a non-event. Yeah, option expiration Friday. I'll go through some of the options that did expire worthless for me today, or at least they're about to in the next hour. But an inside day on the SPY, about as small as a range that you can get. So I do like this rest. If we do break out and bust out higher sometime next week, I'm cool with that because the pressure really is building up, and it looks good. 3 small days in a row, not that much happening. The Qs made a new all-time high this week, as you all know. That was just Tuesday. So new all-time high on the Qs, the IWM still looking pretty strong. So that was down a little bit today, but overall had a nice little move yesterday with good volume. My next target on that one's 174.84, so kind of expecting us to just slowly, methodically keep pushing higher, unless of course something changes, which is always possible, but for right now, everything looks okay. Here's some stocks that were requested. First off the list, TRXC. TRXC up 3.73% today. This is a medical equipment supplies distribution healthcare company. It did have a pretty gnarly move out here in October. Gapped up, filled the gap, and really this is again the weekly chart. So really you'll know on the weekly time frame, this was probably the week that you had to start looking at this, right? Back in May, once it has that really nice bullish candle come in the first week of May. All of this resistance right here. And you can see it's made a higher low at that point. So that was really the breakout, and mid-May, early June. So good move there on TRXC. Again, this is the weekly time frame. Let's go to a monthly chart, big picture, just to really see what the heck's going on with this one. And here's the monthly. So the stock's been around for a while, but it does look like all of the flashes are short-lived. All the bulls are short-lived. Now, if you know something about the company fundamentally, if you know how they make money, if you like the product, you want to own it longer term, it's pretty easy to get a very cheap cost basis, and you can play an absolute zero, meaning this one could go, as high as it could possibly want, but max goes to 0 and you lose your R. Certainly a possibility. But if we zoom in here to the daily chart, I mean, these moves are looking pretty, and again, here's your phenomenal gap. So that was absolutely the time to enter back here. So if you're in TRXC, I'd say keep holding, and if you're not in, you missed that boat. I mean, the pullback was the last few weeks, double bottom, giant bullish candle, inside candle, all those good opportunities to sell. Yep, that's pretty much what I think. I'll go to a bigger perspective just to see if there's any targets. Yeah, 581, 200 simple on a monthly. So if you can close above there, you might have a little bit of a strength, but until then, make money, move on, buy it again lower. Gold. I want to know where the gold's at. Show me the gold. At a really strong trend line. Trade down to a support. I did look to play gold bullishly not too long ago, and we did not get triggered in. Well, actually, we did it twice. So the weekly options newsletter trade, we got triggered into a trade here, and then we exited that trade at open on the next 2 days later. And then I set up another trade when it came down to this support based on this guy. Little doji. So okay, if it breaks above there, entry stop. So it just didn't bounce off that level. But now you do have a good morning star reversal with good volume. So on gold, if you're looking at playing it bullish, if it makes a higher high, at least higher than today's candle once this one closes, makes sense to me. I mean, this is a good support. If we go to a weekly chart, we have bounced off of this price before. If we don't bounce off this price, we'll probably go a little bit lower, maybe all the way down to 110. But yeah, if you're looking at playing gold short term, I can see a little bit of a bounce here. Silver actually has gotten raked over the coals a little bit as well. Silver, lowest low that silver has made in the last 2 years. Last time it was this low really was back in April of 2016. So silver just barely going lower than this move in July. So this was at 1444. The low of this week was 1435. So definitely some bulls, probably with some stops right there. Probably getting stopped out. And again, if silver does bounce, this is where it will. I do buy and I do own some physical silver, mostly just for a long-term asset, kind of like 20 years down the road. Hey, look, I got some silver. That's pretty much it. Nice lower highs, nice higher lows, good triangle building. And if you do like silver long-term, I mean, you know, it's silver. I don't think it's going to go to zero anytime soon. But this is probably a place where people are not really caring about it. It's not gotten exciting for a while, and it's at some really, really good supports. So is it going to bounce from here? Probably. If it doesn't, though, I mean, we could see silver trade down to some pretty interesting lows. And again, long term, some people who are playing silver are playing it for 2 decades out, just slowly dabbling with it, maybe buying 100 shares a year of this ETF or actually some physical silver. But anyway, that's pretty much all we got on SLV. Next on the list is IQ. Got so many requests for this one recently, and IQ just consolidating for a while. Nothing goes up that fast without having a little bit of a consolidation period. So with IQ, just try to buy it as low as you can. This is a 1, 2, wave 3, ginormous, gnarly wave 4. And it's going to take time. I spent about 3 hours backtrading IQ the other day, and here's the 50 EMA. I found some very interesting patterns on IQ that I shared with all those in the trading room. But bottom line, this 50 EMA will probably be crucial to IQ's overall trend health. Yeah, so if we start closing below that 50, IQ is going to get a little bit weaker. Now the good news is, do have some put sales expiring on IQ. I'll bring up those charts really quick. And got into those back in June. So IQ option put sales, pop over here. So here's IQ. And probably I'll be doing some more. The funny thing is, though, the premium really did dissipate pretty quickly. Unless you go all the way out to August, which, you know, definitely could do. Let me go over here and type in IQ and press enter. So this is when I posted the original put sale, June the 5th. A lot of premium down there. And also you'll see, I mean, this was a really pretty wave rotation. I did expect it to go higher. It did trade sideways for 2 or 3 days and then it continued higher. It was a really nice move. So anyway, fun trade on there on IQ. So back to present day, I mean, a $20 August put sale pays pretty much nothing for August. So yeah, it looks like I might be waiting on this one just a little bit longer. I'd like it at 20, that'd be pretty fun, but I'll just keep waiting on IQ. Watching it very close on the 50. This is a way for bullish to non-directional for right now. Longer term, sure. I mean, I'm sure IQ goes higher than it is right now, but short term, we'll just wait and see. Got a request for CGC, down 3% today. And CGC, my thoughts on canopy growth and just the overall industry is we're about to go lower. The reason I say that is because everyone became a medical marijuana and legal cannabis expert around there. Right when it traded up to that new high, this is everyone getting trapped right there, getting punched right in the kneecaps. All the newbies hopping on, thinking, okay, this is it. This is the time, rather than getting in down here. So yes, there's a lot of bulls that are trapped on CGC. I think it pulls down to the 50 EMA on the weekly almost without question, which is 2116. The daily chart, I mean, really all that should have been taken away from once it broke and closed below the low of that outrageously bullish candle. It closed below there in 4 days, right? Bullish candle, and then you get pretty much the tweezer top, bearish engulfing pattern, close below that hammer. Then you got a perfect doji. I mean, breaking all those lows was not good. So, yep, I think CGC goes a little bit lower. So if you're looking at buying it, which I'm hoping most real life traders did not buy up here at the the highest it's ever been. I think a lot of you guys are going to wait till about the $20, $21, $18 mark to look to play this one. Of course, you could play it on the downside between now and then, but that's kind of my thought. 22.38 could be a little bit of a stopping spot, but looks like a soft head and shoulders pattern, something like this. Boom, boom, boom. That's just ugly enough to work, and it broke out today. So yeah, I think some more downside on CGC for right now at least. Got some stocks I also want to request and look at. So here's Skechers. I want to give you guys an idea of how we played Skechers today. So Skechers was the big win of the day for a lot of traders. And the reason that I the reason I went long on this trade, even though there was tons of people trapped and it was a gap and go, many of you will remember in all of my day trading classes I talk about be very, very cautious on anything over 20%. So this thing was gapping at 26% at market open. So I mean, massive, massive down move. And not only that, but Skechers also gapped into, if you go to the weekly chart, it did have some support. So remember, I have many classes and websites, articles and ebooks and videos about the strength of these ginormous bullish candles. The open of those giant bullish candles are a strong support. And there were 3 of them down at this level. But not only that, I went into the 5-minute chart before the market opens, and I'll just kind of keep scrolling up here. I do this, I know, pretty much every single day, but I'll just scroll up to show you guys I was posting this and talking about it. That's PM. Let's go to AM. So some good posts. Jonathan Wade working on some really cool stuff. Trading. So here's my initial Microsoft setup at 8:30. So this was my post right at market open. Obviously that didn't trigger, but I went on to trade it later and got it. And then 8:39 a.m. I said Skechers posting a similar look as Netflix did a few days back. And then mentioned here's going to be probably going to play the exact same way as Netflix did and exit. Anyway, here was the trade setup. On Skechers, pretty much that high wave bearish candle. The exact same play that I did on Netflix. Do you guys remember? So if I turn on the extended hours, what was interesting about Skechers is you can see it was making lower lows pre-market. So huge move, lower low, lower, kind of lower low, lower low, lower low. So the third lower low, boom, 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 fourth. Who's still shorting? All right, who's going short after 26% down? Gapping into a weekly support, and you get this bearish high wave candle entry with a close above and a limit buy off the high of that candle, the stop right there. 2 R's happened almost immediately on Skechers, and that was the play. And then since then, we were talking about it continuing up a little bit higher the rest of the day, which it is slowly working on. So good stuff. I think from here, Skechers will probably retest a little bit, but eventually I do think she fills that gap. And that's, if you're looking at playing Skechers, that's how one would. Now, check out the analysis on this bad boy from yesterday. A few more left. Sorry to hold you guys long. TLRY. TLRY, brand new IPO. It's the first marijuana IPO on the NASDAQ, I think. Someone told me that. Don't know what they do yet. But if anybody wants to fire up some analysis, I think it's pretty simple. You got a black candle on IPO day. So if it breaks above there, get in bullish. I know that sounds crazy, but if that's between, if that's set up between now and tomorrow, I'll take it. This is like me back trading with no other candles. I love IPOs for that reason. Mark says, fire up the analysis on a pot stock, priceless. Thanks, man. So we're going to come back to that one tomorrow. And TLRY. Okay. That's right. That was in the Transportation Thursday afternoon swing trading room. TLRY. Good grief. Now, look at this 5-minute chart, too. The exact opposite of Skechers, right? Beautiful bullish gap. Let me just hide the pre-market. Well, actually, let me just do this. Beautiful bullish gap. First candle, right before market opens, is breaking out of the pre-market resistance. high wave, bearish candle, right? My favorite setup, my favorite play. Entry there, stop there. Home run. Man. So a lot of traders also play that as a swing trade because we did talk about that just yesterday in the afternoon swing trading room, as you mentioned. I think this one can continue higher. Fun little IPO, nice little pop, pretty exciting stuff, and that's pretty much it. All right, so a really quick run through of some of the other options I have expiring worthless. Here's Micron Technology, the $44 put sale. So I'll just pull up all the charts for this one as well as I'm talking through them because I did post these publicly for everyone. This was back on June 25th, which seems like forever ago, but it really wasn't. You know, so less than a month. $44 put sale, sold it on this particular day after earnings when things were bad. Got a little bit of premium on that one. So that expires worthless in the next 45 minutes. And then did a covered call on Apple, AAPL. So here's Apple. And I don't know what chart I have this posted on. 210, this one expires. So this one, it's a little bit before June. I sold it on this day, I'm pretty sure back in June. June the 6th, I believe. Yeah. So let me go back a little bit farther. That's May 8th. So it must have been when I posted in the portfolio. Yeah. Anyway, so Apple covered call, gonna expire worthless today, 210. Probably be doing another one for September up there, most likely on Apple. That's looking pretty good. Square, so here's ticker symbol SQ. Do have this one posted. Square covered call right there, June 19th, which again, right about a month ago, $75 covered call. So you could have bought shares, just 100 shares of Square on this day, turned right around, sold a covered call, and you're already profitable hundreds of dollars. I mean, you're up 500 bucks if you just did 100 shares, plus the $67 premium you got from the covered call. So yeah, Square just on a rampage right now. Nice little candle. Again, I wouldn't be buying Square right here because now it's that new high. Earnings is around the corner. You should already be in on Square. Nice trends. So we've been looking at this one pretty much every single day for the last few years. Gorgeous stuff. So let's see what happens on earnings. I'm expecting earnings either gap down a little bit or do nothing, kind of like last time. Really, it doesn't look like Square gaps up that massive on earnings. So I'm really interested to see how it is going to gap this time, either down or up. But this one's going to expire worthless today. Another one, Seagate. This was a little bit of a longer term one. So here's STX. Seagate. STX put sale back on May the 22nd. This is going to expire worthless. Right there, so that's the $50 one. That was a really good one. So here's the daily chart. Might even do that one again, maybe even over earnings for August, some decent premium down there. So anyway, that's pretty much it as of right now. So those option sales alone are going to net about 1.25 Rs. I did lose on some trades today, so let's talk about those. Here's Microsoft, MSFT, and Microsoft. Again, I posted the trade setup. I said if it gaps in this green zone, it's a bullish gap and go. I'm going to try it bullish. Here's the 5-minute chart, and you can see probably where I got in, and you can see where I got stopped out. I mean, it just didn't work, right? No big deal. Those are going to happen. But you can't be afraid to take a trade because you're going to lose money. I mean, that's a fact. That's going to happen at some point. So my initial entry was above here, as I showed you earlier. I wanted to break above there, but obviously that didn't happen. So it pulled back down into some of the support. Looked like it was kind of breaking out around this point. Just didn't happen. So I lost about 0.8 Rs on that one. And I also lost 0.8 Rs on State Street, which was another really good gap. They traded this one in the morning trading room, and they got out for break even. I just got a phone call. I got a little distracted. Didn't move my stop in time. No big deal. But Blake played it. I believe this is a 5-minute chart. So Blake got in bearish here with a stop right there. So Harry Potter came in and wizarded that thing down. Almost got stopped out for an R. And then it traded down. Should have exited right here for break even or a very small gain. Didn't. Lowered my stop to there. Got stopped out for 0.8 R. But anyway, we can see that it didn't really do that much afterwards. So bottom line, lost less than an R on 2 trades for negative 1.6. And then made 2 Rs positive on Skechers to bring me at a plus 0.4 gain. I did lose on a Blue Apron swing trade today, so that was 1R on APRN. So APRN lost 1R on that one, and then collecting about 1.25 Rs worth of premium on options. So overall, between all that, going to be about 0.6 Rs on the day, which is going to take me to right at 8.1 Rs for the month of July. Slow and steady growth, getting there. 7 days left for the month, 7 trading days, I should say. I'll see you all next week. It's going to be phenomenal. If you have any requests, throw them my way. You guys are rocking. Until next time, love life, trade it. Bye.